All right. Apparently, we are live. I'm not sure how this is showing up, but you know how it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Keep on Pushing Live. I am Devon Harris, and if you're not so familiar with me, I'm one of those crazy Jamaicans who decided that bobsledding would be a fun thing to do, and ended up competing in the 1988 Olympic Games. So yes, we have started a little tradition with Jamaica being a team in the Winter Olympics. And I'm seeing here that we may have an issue with LinkedIn. No, I'm really not sure. Let's keep going and see what happens. View on LinkedIn. Let's see here. Boo. Click to join. All right. I won't click to join. Let's get back. So look, I'm really excited. I hope this is recording and this is streaming. I'm really excited that you guys are joining us for what I think is going to be a really nice, engaging, powerful conversation on the champion mindset in action. Now, if you are a fan of the Olympics, even a casual fan, you know all too well that Olympic moments are just thrilling, right? These, whether it's the first explosive 5 seconds of a bobsled start or, jumping off an aerial ski, it gets your blood going. But what most people don't see is a grind. They don't see the setbacks and the pivots that it takes to get there. And that's exactly what makes today's discussion, I think, so relevant to leaders and teams in the corporate world. Because, look, your challenges might not involve sleds or skis, but for sure, the principles that drive success, I believe, are the same, or definitely similar. And really, I couldn't ask um, for a better person to share this forum with me today than my friend and fellow Olympian Nikki Stone. I know when people hear the Jamaica bobsled team, they think of the history that we have created, but Nikki herself is a history creator herself. She is the first American to win an Olympic gold in inverted. So picture that aerial skiing. She did that back in 1998 in the Nagano Olympics. I happened to be at those Olympics. I never won a medal, but she did. Um, but what inspires me most about Nikki's journey is not just a historic jump, but it's the years of resilience and innovation and the processes that she built behind the scenes to make all of this possible. So Nikki, I'm so excited to welcome you to Keep on Pushing Live. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Devin. I certainly did have to overcome a number of challenges. I actually had a spinal injury just 18 months before the Olympic Games. I had 10 different doctors tell me I wouldn't ski again and came back and won America's first gold medal.
In,
So,
in, Indeed, imagine that. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more, Nikki. But tell us about, give us your 90-second elevator pitch. I know you're an international motivational speaker and all that good stuff. So fill us in.
so a lot of my speaking came from my background in sport, and I actually studied sports psychology. So with groups, I talked to them about how you use the lessons you learn from sports. I do have a master's in sports psychology, so I use tips, tools, anecdotes, and stories that I've gained through my research and use them to teach audiences how they can have their peak performance in making sure that they overcome adversities, take more risks, focus on their skills. And a lot of this is done through my experience growing up as a gymnast and at 18 years old turning to aerial skiing. I was actually someone who was afraid of heights. So going 50 feet in the air, the height of a 5-story building, was an enormous undertaking for me. But I was able to go out there, try the sport, learn and grow from it. I did have that spinal injury, and I had to do a lot of soul searching and learn a lot about overcoming adversities, taking risks so that I could come back just to compete. And the topping, that cherry on top was winning the gold medal, which had been a lifelong dream since I was 5 years old.
Indeed. So I'm getting a message again, Nikki, that this isn't showing up on LinkedIn, and we could probably try and restart this thing again. So
Okay.
I think we should do that. Let's. I'm going to end the stream, create a new one, and then we'll get started again.
Okay.
All right. Cool.